Welcome to our Top 20 video game music show. This week's episode is all about overworld themes. I pointed to you like it would be about you. Chosen by you. More specifically, Claudio, Rudy, Longbow, Syphlin, Zenmis, and Chris. This one right now is from Final Fantasy IX, composed by Nobuo Uematsu. It's the world map theme called Over Those Hills. A beautiful beat booping, nice and soft and folky boat. Just a nice... I really like that synth note or whatever that is. Boop, boop, bop, boop. Just adds a nice little bit of flair. Really carries it. Everything is so soft and beautiful and cozy and nostalgic. That's what they were going for. Final Fantasy IX. They wanted to bring it back. Final Fantasy had a long history of success. Final Fantasy VII took it to the bloody moon. Final Fantasy VIII, they thought, it has to be bigger somehow. And Final Fantasy IX, they let Sakaguchi come in, do it old school. And he did, and it was wonderful. And it is. Well, let's move on to our first official pick. Our first official pick, chosen by Claudio, is also from Final Fantasy, this time number 2. This is the rearranged, remastered, redone version of the main theme, composed originally by Nobuo Uematsu. Kind of a sad thing. That opening theme, the opening part of this theme really reminds me of something from maybe Final Fantasy IX, kind of like this. The opening note sounds very, very major, positive. But then it ends on that little more suspicious note. It's got a constantly descending chord progression. And even just the instrument choices being like these really kind of nasally wind instruments too, like I don't know if that's a clarinet or an oboe. I never know. But it's not jumping off the page. It's not like the typical kind of like rousing exploration or a calm exploration. It's just, this seems more like you're creeping around in the wine cellar or something, or like you feel a little bit guilty, like maybe you had too much wine the night before and you have a hangover and anxiety. Hangxiety, they call it. I mean, this is quite lush. Let's listen to the original, shall we? Hopefully this is the original. Final Fantasy II NES Music main theme, overworld theme. Hold your ears. Ooh, really nice use of that NES delay. It sounds like an underwater theme or like a space theme. Interesting. They did a good job of... I feel like a lesson was learned going from 2 to 3. Yeah, the NES one is nice. It's very somber. I think they actually picked perfect instruments for the remastered version, or no, the remade version. Doesn't seem to have a second part to it though, so I think they added that with the with this version. Yeah, this one goes to a few more places while still retaining the original feel perfectly. I'd say fantastic job of keeping the same vibe but accentuating it. Good for you. Our next pick, chosen by Rudy, from Saga Scarlet Grace on the PS Vita, put out in 2016. When Flowers Bloom, the Urpina theme, composed by Kenji Ito. Yeah! Crazy bass. Man, that's pretty nice. Really dramatic, really kind of fun and festive and kind of not too serious. Even though I think, like, if you listen to individual elements, like, I mean, the violin could be serious, but everything is done with this kind of, I don't know, pretty festive, pretty celebratory vibe, I find. Even though, like, the composition of it, you know, like, them writing it could be seen as something serious, but it's just totally performed in a really lackadaisical way, which, I don't know. I don't know if that suits the overall tone of the game. Looking at these characters, they're all kind of smiling. Even when they look mad, they look a bit smiley. Good looking characters. This came out on the Vita in 2016. Seems late for a Vita game. I think that's when I got my Vita. So by the time I get a console, it's usually pretty late. This is beautiful. It's got kind of like that cheesy, what are they hitting? Like bells or like a xylophone or something? Which gives it like an awards ceremony feel. I feel like I'm at like the JRPG Awards. Celebrating the best in giant hairstyles, friends, alternate universes, and magic that centers around the 4 or 5 elements. I love my Vita too, and it broke. I'm so pissed. They're so beautiful. Oh, yeah. From The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, this is The Hunter's Path, composed by Marcin Blawitsk, chosen by Longbow. There's a lot of drama. Man, I was really waiting for this one part to reappear kind of near the beginning where it does my favorite, where it goes to the resolving chord and it keeps this sus note. And it just wait. Maybe we can find it again. Really nice, and I like the percussion and the timing of it. It kind of like and then waits, shabba-da-boom. You're just slowly kind of playing through, moving through. Yeah, it is a dark theme. I mean, there's a lot of weight to it. This track sounds like it would be more for, you've just gotten to the end of a Witcher story mission and they've done the reveal where, like, actually, the tree you saved was murdering kids. How do you feel about that, you idiot? This part here. Oh. Oh yeah, it's nice when they go like boom, 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 boom. So much weight. They just have this way of like, so much anxiety in that. Usually the Overworld themes are going to be a little more uppy, and they have to convince you to keep playing this game and be happy that you're still hearing that same song. But it does, yeah. It's not something on paper you'd think would be successful, but it was. Hey, from Wild Arms 2, released in 1999 on the PS1, this is Field Roaming, composed by Michiko Noruke and chosen by Siphon. Now, this is some really nice whimsy. It's got that reggae, chink, 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 chink. Just like really fun, kind of festive. I love that whistled melody. There's something about it that really feels like it's coming from the nighttime. I don't know. There's like a warmth to it, or like a summer kind of vibe. It's a real big, low, throaty whistle with a little bit of a vibrato on it. It sounds like a mystical frog is doing it. This is like so great for just getting you up to bouncing around a nice big RPG map. You really feel like you've just left the town and you're on your way to explore some part of the world. Hey, from Final Fantasy XIV, this is the Sands of Amber, composed by Soken and chosen by Zenmus. Oh yeah. lo-fi. Ooh, big keychain. Oh. God, it's like such a cool kind of lo-fi sound and texture that just a bit of like a warble to it. I like that kind of I don't know, more like a, yeah, it's like a C chord without the fifth in it, so it's like kind of gives it this floatiness where if you added the fifth, it's a little more da da ta da, but without it. To an A minor 7. That's amazing. I'm sitting in a very annoying chair to play guitar and it's got arms on it. Really beautiful. That's a nice track. Cool. The Sands of Amber. Our next pick is from the great, I don't know, never played it, but looks great, Hat in Time soundtrack. This is Her Spaceship, composed by Grant Kirkhope and Pascal Michael Stifel, chosen by Chris. Well, this definitely takes. If you looked up like how do you make whimsical film music in sort of like mid '90s, late '90s. I don't know if Danny Elfman was responsible for this, but this kind of cartoony, but really seriously done, earnestly done music. I mean, it just has like every little bit of it. That kind of those big key change jumps that lead to the next piece. Big kind of like foofy marching band kind of instruments and like little delicate plucked strings, and you got that constant wind instrument down low, kind of guiding everything along. The creepy theremin for that sort of like spooky 50s vibe. I wonder where we'll go today, Phil. Yeah, it does feel like you're going to be coming into something, a new environment, and there's going to be lots of kooky, quirky, but fun and friendly. Even like the theremin is kind of, some things will be spooky and scary, but it's not. You're not going to be wetting your bed over it. And if you do, that's another issue. All right, moving on to our second round. That means everyone has picked one song. Now we're on to their second picks. I'm not even going to say the name of the game, and if you were quick, you would have seen it flash on the screen. But it's composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, chosen by Claudio, and it's called Dream of the Shore Near Another World. And it's from this. Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's an interesting question of should you feel nostalgic, sad, evocative, peaceful? It's very peaceful. To me, it sounds like the ocean tide going out. It's inevitable. It's a change. Some sea life will die when the tide leaves, but new things will be shown. It's like the many changes in life that we must go through that may cause a little pain, but are part of the never-ending cycle of life. I also just really like the reverb on all the guitar and whatever that top thing is. Really evocative, sad, nostalgic violin. A lot of long, drawn-out notes. The rhythm guitar really kind of dances around. It's all very, very delicate. It's a beautiful track, and it just instantly hits you with an emotion, I find. It's just so effective. Sense of longing. In the context of what happens when you reach this map screen. Oh, I haven't played much of this game. I've tried a few times. And I have played a bit of Mario Rabbids. Chris, I own Mario Rabbids. I get into it for little pockets of time, but I usually, I think at one point I just didn't even really know where to go next in the map screen. It was, and I just kind of lost interest. Pretty lame, I know. Pretty lame, I know. I own it though, so I think eventually I'll get around to it. And it should be what I like. It should be a version of XCOM that relies less on luck and it's Nintendo, although it's Ubisoft, so Ubisoft always freaks me out. I'm always leery of their games. Next up, from Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, released in 2015, this is Noctilum Day, composed by Hiroyuki Sawano, chosen by Rudy. Jungle techno. Jungle feature. I like the reverb sound on those percussive sticks. Interesting. Yeah, that definitely has. I could see this being somebody who's more into, I don't know, maybe like songs, rock songs, pop songs, and it's just kind of dipping their toes into video game music, because it definitely has a lot of like forward momentum, and that has like very clearly kind of defined, like, this is a verse, this is a B section, the chorus, this is kind of like a bridge. A lot of like really, really bass heavy and live drums. It sounds like something a band would play. And then the vocals, of course. A lot of energy. It doesn't sound like it's specifically soundtracking like a, cutscene, or trying to just stay meditatively in the background on a loop. It's really setting out to be like, a piece of song, and it's 2 minutes 43 seconds. So, and this is just the first section of it. Oh. Got a lot of energy. From Trails in the Sky SC, this is Looking Up at the Sky, composed by Takahiro Unisuga, chosen by Longbow. pretty little song. Man, I love it. It's just like... It's just got such a nice bounce and delicateness to it. Those are some words that I've been saying a lot this week. Does that mean that these songs we've been playing all have that in common, or that I have a limited vocabulary in mind? Probably a little bit of both. Man, it's a really sweet song. I mean, it sounds like you're in a nice warm field. It's a lazy kind of feel. I mean, the guitar is played kind of lazily, and the flute or whatever that is, it just sounds more like people who are kind of killing some time and playing some music. This one's called Looking Up at the Sky. I guess I could see that with kind of like the long synths and the twinkling bits, but to me it's more kind of grounded. It feels more like you've just found like a nice place to relax during the hottest part of the day. Oh yeah, vacation too. I guess I feel more of the guitar and the flute is more like people who live there and work there as opposed to on vacation. Especially with the bongos too. Our next one is from Terranigma. Take a look at it. On the SNES in 1995. What a year for gaming. This is the Overworld theme composed by Miyoko Takaoka and Masanori Hikichi, chosen by Cyflin. And you can really recognize those Super Nintendo sounds. It sounds like something right out of like Final Fantasy V or Final Fantasy VI. Even kind of like that. The beginning kind of sounds like that. Bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. What's that from? Final Fantasy VI? Dum 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 dum. This one's got a little more sinisterness, that low bass, and it just kind of rising up slowly. Really slow note movements, or really short note intervals. It's a nice one. I think it does its own thing, and it has really nice instrument choice, and I think it paints a nice picture. It has a lot of drama to it. Oh, it's from Link to the Past. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. That's right. Thank you, Risky Boots. Hey, you like Shin Megami Tensei? How about the third one, Nocturne? This is from Large Map, composed by the great Shoji Meguro, chosen by Zenmus. song, like so many Persona songs, or that Atlas Persona, Shin Megami Tensei world, just really pounds. I love that like big beefy synth. Those like big stabs. Just, it's got a beautiful ambiance to it. It's just so confident. The drums are really kind of like trippy and like pushing and pulling. It's just, everything is in its right place. Could, like in the hands of a lesser composer, this could easily sound obnoxious or boring, or it could sound very messy. But they know just when to move things and add that drama. Beautiful track, of course. Hey, this one's from Sonic Generations, the White Space Medley, composed by Naofumi Hataya and many others. Chosen by Chris. Yeah, so I guess this is a medley, so I'm assuming in the game maybe you just hear those different versions of when you're looking at each different stage, maybe. Or maybe not, maybe they play the whole thing all at once. I'm not quite sure, but I think this white space area, for context, the music changes as you visit different stages and eras of Sonic games in sort of a medley format. Right. Sonic Generations, the multiple different generations. There they are. See, as we can see in the video, there's like redoing Chemical Plant Zone. You know, what's nice is that they're zoomed way further out, so you can actually get that extra split second to view what's coming towards you before you smash into it like they did just there. Hey, round 3. Seiken Densetsu, known outside of Japan as Final Fantasy Adventure or Mystic Quest on your Game Boy. This is Endless Battlefield, composed by Kenji Ito and chosen by Claudio. Wow. Oh, yeah. So get a load of this. I was looking at the resume for our guy here. For our man who composed this. This is, let's make it a little quieter. Okay, so looking at Kenji Ito's Wikipedia for the games he's worked on. He worked on a whole bunch of games, of course. Final Fantasy Legend 2, Final Fantasy Adventure, Romancing Saga 1 and 2, and 3, Saga Frontier, Sword of Mana. All these games were mentioned in the chat by Cyphlin. So, when they worked on Tabal, number 1, in 1996, these are the composers he worked on that with. Yasunori Mitsuda, Masashi Hamazu, Mr. Violin from Final Fantasy XIII, Junya Nakano, who I think worked on Final Fantasy X, or 10-2 or 13-2. He did kind of like the more electronic sounding ones, if I recall. And Yoko Shimomura. Pretty amazing, eh? Also Ryuji Sasai, Yasuhiro Kawakami, and Noriko Matsueda, who I don't recognize, but man, Yoko Shimomura, Mitsuda, Hamazu, Kenji Ito, and Junya Nakano, all huge heavy hitters, and will go on to be some of the best composers in Square and Square's history and video game history. Hey, what the hell is this? Linda Cubed, released on the PC Engine in 1995. I like this trend that Rudy and Cyphlin have of placing the year. It's kind of fun. Don't feel obliged to do that, though, other people. Summer Beat, it's called. Composed by Ryoko Kihara and Koichi Shimomura. Chosen by Rudy. It's an interesting track. The guitar is doing so much. It feels like the guitar is really trying to take off. Like it's going incredibly busy, but not able to really lift off. It's like kind of weighed down with this like really jungly kind of beat and a lot of layers. Big switches, gets kind of proggy. This would be, I mean, this looks like a pretty wild game, and you were saying that there was a lot of gore and then they had to censor some things. Here, a commenter pointed out that this person, if you can see, they're dressed like Santa. They don't quite look like Santa there. And I guess they were Satan worshippers in the original game, and now they're been changed to Santa worshippers, perhaps. It's a kind of an high anxiety track. I thought world map themes would be blissed out and relaxed today, and I could have a nap, but no. This has got to make me question my life and things I feel guilty about. Hey, we got another Final Fantasy XIV track. This is Beyond the Wall, composed by Masayoshi Soken, chosen by Longbow. That's nice. It's got that kind of a guitar aficionado way of playing, like with that. I mean, the guitar sounds like a $4,000 guitar or a $4,000 microphone. Little harmonics in there. It's got a real kind of jangly, sparkly reverb on it. There's a lot of weight to it. It's pretty somber, but it's like somber, but done in like a respectful way, like you're at some kind of church in the sky. Just makes me think of flying on a plane and you have to pray because it's 5 o'clock and you're Muslim. Is that how that works? I don't know. Beautiful track. Sad, but it has a like a spiritual weight to it. Traveling across a war-torn land, yeah. Maybe you're flying above. And on your left, we'll see Serbia. The crater of Serbia used to be where all the schools were. Not anymore. Thank you for flying with Delta. Hey, look at these people. This is from Tales of Fantasia. The track is the second act. This was released on the SNES and PS1 in 1995 and 1998. This is from the PS1 version, composed by Motoi Sakuraba, chosen by Cyclone. Ooh. Wow, really fun track. I was just looking at the games this guy's worked on. Of course, he worked on Star Ocean and a lot of these Tales of games. Shining Force 3, Shining the Holy Ark. So he's got a pretty big history with Japanese games and JRPGs. And then he had a run of golf games. In 1996, he did Everybody's Golf, also known as Hot Shots Golf. Then they brought him in to do Mario Golf. So he jumped from Nintendo to PlayStation. Or PlayStation to Nintendo, sorry. Then he did Mario Golf on the Game Boy. Mario Tennis. More Mario Golf. Then he did a mobile golf game. Worked on Golden Sun, more Star Ocean. Mario Golf Advance Tour. I have to hear what he did in Mario Golf. Tales of Xillia. Oh shit, did he do Kid Icarus Uprising? Oh no, it's with a bunch of people. He was one of like 6 different composers there. Bravely Default, he did the keyboards. He didn't write. Mario Golf, Mario Golf, Mario Golf. We have to hear some Mario Golf. We do. He worked in Golden Sun and Camelot. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right, because Camelot worked on the Mario sports games. Mario Golf Super Rush. Let's try it out. mean, this is the opening theme song, so it's going to sound a bit more like sportsy. And he did Dark Souls 1? That is friggin' wild. Mario Golf OST. Bum-bum-bum. How about a nice training theme? Huh. Interesting. It's got it has that kind of like brightness he brings, but sounds quite a lot different, but perfect for a golf game. This next track is from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Remember how it was such a bad game for bad boys and girls? The track is Windy, composed by Robin Beanland, chosen by Chris, who hates Japanese people. Grant Kirkhope makes some really fun stuff. When Grant Kirkhope composes for video games and just the way he uses the orchestra, he has this kind of like New Orleans kind of style of like Mardi Gras sort of. There's so much personality. He uses like a lot of kind of trombone, like sliding instruments, and especially in this one, the way each instrument kind of gets its chance to shine with these like little mini solos and mini pieces of the melody that just keep it really fresh, and it constantly feels like a new instrument is just kind of jumping in and going, and then, you know, the other ones are and they all come in just kind of like one at a time, and it breaks things up and it makes it really fun, and it really shows off the different character of each of the instruments as opposed to just listening to one lead instrument for the whole time. Really laid back and trying to deliberate whether you really want to head out or you could just lay back and chill in the sun. Yeah. To me, it kind of feels like you're day drunk and you're walking around in a new town and you're kind of on vacation. So it's just sunny. You're walking downtown. You're like, I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to go to work. I can be kind of drunk. Woohoo! I'm just talking to random shop owners. It's very cartoony. It's got that kind of like ragtime Americana feel. Yes, yeah, like a Cajun sound. Put a bunch of rum in the gumbo. Called it Rumbo. This begins our final round. I'm going to do a little more than 20 because I just wanted to make sure more people's picks got in. I didn't want to cut anybody's out that I didn't need to. This is from Star Ocean, the second story. It is Field of Expel, composed by Motoi Sakuraba. Chosen by Claudio. yeah, I totally agree, Chris. Juxtaposed to the last track, this is far more grandiose. The protagonists have evidently a very important mission to attend to, possibly by royal decree. Yeah, it's got like an elegance and importance to it, the instrument choices, and very serious kind of like just everything, like the chords, the notes. The overall feel is like important, big, dramatic, very like carefully put drums, but they're heavy, but they're like very carefully placed. Boom, 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 big timpani, cymbal washes. This is the first world map theme for the game. The second one is actually more laid back. Oh, okay. Once you get into hour 52, it starts easing up a little. Hey, look at this. Nice looking cover. Looks like a box of cereal sponsored by Zelda. This is from Shining Force 2 on the Sega Genesis. 1993? God, it seems older than that. This is called Wandering Warriors, composed by Motoaki Takanuchi, chosen by Rudy. Oh. What the hell? David Bowie was in this game? All right. Boy, that's a really fun track. It really like leaps off. This is very difficult to do because this is on the Sega Genesis, and those horns sound good. I think it's because they go for more of like, you know when vegetarian food. Oh, David Bowie's not in it. Okay, the character's name is David Bowie because David Bowie's been in video games before. You know when they try to make like it's a hot dog, but it's vegetarian. You know, it's a tofu dog or tofu bacon, and then it's just trying to be that, and then it's not very good. Whereas if you just said, no, we're just gonna make marinated seasoned tofu, that's gonna be really good. I'll have that. So if you try to have the Genesis do samples and really try to be a Genesis version of a horn, it's going to sound terrible. But if you just let it do this and just kind of like do the synths that it does that kind of do the job of what a horn would do, it's going to sound way better. Listen to that fucking whistle sound. It's like very crisp and bright and powerful. This is like really masterfully done. The interesting thing about this composer is he started with Dragon Quest, worked on a bunch of Genesis games and Famicom games, Shining Force, Evo, Landstalker, the Shining Force series, and then by 1996 he had done his last video game, and then he looks like he just moved into doing more composing for like working with the clarinet and bassoon. He did like different suites for violin, piano, like larger orchestras, and also he did one for like rooms for solo piano. So it's funny that he got out of video game music at the moment they were about to have consoles that had CD where he really could do anything he wanted. He could have been bringing in fully recorded orchestras, but he did such a killer job with these limitations and then moved on to do more like orchestral music outside of games. It's really funny. He left right when games were about to explode. Looks like his last album was in 2014. That was kind of like another pivotal point. Music changed. Interesting. Only 55 right now. And he's a DJ as well. Interesting guy. This is from Cadence of Hyrule, the Overworld theme, composed by Danny Baranowski, chosen by Longbow. Alright, well, that was pretty fun. That was a fun little blast down Zelda music. They flow together pretty well. I don't know what we would say about it. It's a very tight remix. It's really fun, and I think would work well with this kind of gameplay because it's really got that like big punchiness and like just keeps things like you really want to be able to hear that bass and drums and keep everything very, very punchy. So it's nice. This one is really nice. This is from Ragnarok Online, released on the PC in 2002. It is Streamside Prontera Field, composed by the Sound Temp team, which is Lee Seok-jin, Kwon Gu-hee, and Jang Seong-woon, also known as Nikacha, Park Jinbae, Silhouette, Esti, Park Soo-il, and Nam Gu-min, known as Knots, chosen by Cyflin, known as Cyflin. this is really nice. This definitely has that sound of like Terraria, or sort of like, I don't know, there's something about it that just screams like PC, chilled out, online, grinding. Very, very gentle. And then mixed with a little bit of that kind of like trip-hoppy drums that are compressed. And so there's like, the drums are kind of pushing you along, but everything else in it is very, very soft and very welcoming. It's so nice. Beautiful. You can listen to that all day, and I'm sure many people who play Ragnarok Online do. This is the ultimate track. By ultimate, do I mean best? No, I mean last. Read a dictionary. From The Legend of Zelda. That's right. Oracle of Ages / Seasons. This is the overworld theme. Composed by Koji Kondo? No. Minako Adachi Kiyohiro Sada. Is that a person with 4 names or 2 people with 2 names? We'll never know. It was chosen by Chris, and that's how we wrote it. Here you go. Ooh, classic. So original. I think it's nice that we ended with one of the best overworld themes of all time, and like a really nice version of it. There's something about that great Game Boy Color sound. It was just like the NES on steroids. Big juicy, deeper bass, and crystally nice. Sounds like you're picking up little keys. I just hope that some kids out there playing their Game Boy had a nice pair of headphones. That's one person. That's how she's credited on it. It's Minako Adachi Kiyohiro Sada. That might be how we end up naming our kid. Probably less Japanese names, much to my chagrin, but lots of names. Trying to please everybody. Well, thank you to Claudio, Rudy, Longbow, Syphlin, Zenmus, and Chris, and Horky for joining, and Risky Boots, and Solace for hanging out, and everybody. It was a lot of fun, as always. If you're watching on YouTube, it's over, Jack.